Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and my next guest is coming off of another big win at PFL Dublin earlier this month. It's Nathan Kelly joining me today. How's it going, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm in good spirits after the win. So yeah, I'm just happy out, man. Got a nice big opportunity, and I took it and ran with it. So yeah, I'm just really happy. Yeah.
Obviously, just a couple weeks away, after the fight, what can you tell us in terms of, reflecting on your performance, the experience of being in a main event and all that? Just kind of what comes to mind when you think of how the fight played out versus your expectations?
Yeah, it played out exactly how I wanted it to. I do a lot of visualization, and I envisioned the walkout. Even before the walkout, the changing rooms to the walkout to stepping in the cage, to hearing the fans screaming, to the performance itself. Like I predicted, and I was telling people before I'd get a first or second round rear naked choke, and I got it in the first round. So it played out exactly how I expected, which made it even that bit more sweeter because I felt like I visualized it and I brought it to reality in a sense. So it just couldn't have went any better for me, man. Honestly, to end the night in style, main event, first round submission, crowd gone mad. It's just the experience. Even just my walkout, the song I walked out there, everyone singing it back to me, and just I felt like a rock star. You know what I mean? So I was just something. It's an experience that will live with me till the day I die. 100%.
As a fighter, and not even just a fighter, but an athlete in general, to visualize a specific result, right? And to visualize the performance that you had and to see it kind of come to fruition. Like how big of a confidence booster is that for you? Like what are kind of the feelings afterwards in terms of, looking back on the visualization that you had of your performance and kind of seeing it play out pretty much exactly how you expected?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's gonna make me any more confident than I am because it was the right strategy. I think that comes down to like my coaches and what we worked on, but it just definitely builds more momentum. You know what I mean? Because I'm already really confident and I believe in my skills. I think what I'm after growing more confidence in the sense of you know not even as a martial artist, but just as kind of like being in a big spotlight, main event in the arena, having thousands of people there coming to support me and, all the pressure's on me to win and I win. So I think that was more like I grew more confidence in that aspect of it, of being the showman and carrying it on me back. And but as a mixed martial artist, I'm really confident in the skills, and as long as you're prepared the right way and keep the attention to detail in check, then you should always get the result you're looking for, unless I go in and do something absolutely completely opposite to the game plan. You know what I mean? So once you stick to the game plan and just know what you're looking for, well then you'll normally 9 times out of 10 get the result. Like unless some freak accident happens, like you know what I mean?
And as you mentioned, main event, obviously there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, especially when you're fighting, pretty much in your backyard in Dublin. Can you talk to us a little bit about that in terms of like how you deal with pressure, and how you deal with kind of that main event spotlight now versus, a few fights earlier in your career?
Yeah, I think it's just my the only thing I did this time less was just not think about the fight really. Even though I'm saying I visualized everything and all, but I just wouldn't really think about it. I wouldn't like overthink it. You know what I mean? I'd pick a time in the day, and even just sometimes I'd be walking the dog and I visualize it. Oh, but sometimes when I was young, they fight in my head because I have so much nerve towards it and stuff like that. Whereas this time, like I've been so consistent with my fights the last year that I just feel like it's just another night, just another arena, just another set of fans. You know what I mean? So I haven't really been bigging up any of the background stuff. It's just more or less me focusing on the fight itself and then dealing with everything as it lies down when I'm there on the night. But I just really took into consideration that I've been so active that like nothing will change. The circumstances aren't going to change. The only things that change is the fans, the capacity, the arena, and the location. You know what I mean of the fight. I've been fighting everywhere. Fighting my last of my four or five last fights. I think four of them were in enemy territory. You know what I mean? So to have my own home crowd there this time was just unreal. Seeing me friends and me family and all that jazz, it was unreal. So yeah, it just gave me so much confidence knowing I was going to do it for them. And like I said, where some people might view it as pressure, I didn't see it that way. I just saw it as fuel to the fire, and yeah, it just really lit a fire under my belly. And then from there, then I was just confident in my skills, and I just believed that no matter what happened on the night, I was gonna win, and the stars were aligned for me to do it. So I literally just kind of like rode the wave, you know what I mean, and ended up getting the win.
And how important has it been for you? Because as you mentioned, you've had something I think like 8 fights in the last like 2.5 years or so. Like, kind of talk to me a little bit about like the high level of activity and how important that is for you just to get reps and to get fights and not have too much time in between.
Yeah, it's very important because I think there's a lot of people who fight and then they just look for downtime and they want to relax and they celebrate their wins and grieve their losses too long. Whereas I just think when you're active, you don't have time to sit around and mope around or be happy about your win or whatever it is. So or just activity is key. You're just straight on to the next, and it really makes it a bit more professional. Like this is just a job, it's not a big fight. It's nothing too special. It's just work to me. So yeah, it helps me. I like to be busy anyway. The way my brain works, I just like to always be busy in the gym, working towards a goal as opposed to not knowing, hanging in between, kind of like guessing what's next and blah blah blah. It's not really for me. I don't really like uncertainty. I like to have a bit of certainty. And once I'm active, I know I'm busy in the gym. I know I'm getting better, and I just know that I'm just improving as a martial artist. Full stop. 365. You know what I mean? So it definitely is a big help in me momentum, and then again, just a big help in being me skills being so sharp. You know what I mean? Just for going from one fight to the next, getting straight back into training, preparing for the next fight, and I just went up levels from it. You know what I mean? So a lot to be said for activity in my eyes.
And one thing that's certain too is now as you look ahead to 2024, especially in the PFL, you have so many different options, right? Like you have the PFL Europe scene, you have the PFL global season. Obviously, the Bellator purchase opens things up too. Um, Obviously, just a couple weeks removed from your last fight, but what are you kind of thinking about in terms of 2024 and what's next? What's kind of going on through your mind in terms of what you want to see in your career next year?
Right now I'm not really thinking too much about it at the minute because I'm just in my downtime kind of phase of, just doing my few sessions a week and enjoying the Christmas. But I don't know. They could fight me. Could have me fighting on Bellator because I have one fight left in my contract. I have 4 out of 5 fights done. So they could get me on a Bellator card and then see what happens then. But I don't really know as of yet. I'm just kind of keeping my ear to the ground for the minute and just waiting to hear something back. But I don't think they'll know fully yet until next year. I think next year they'll start planning from 2024 onwards. So from now till then, I'm just kind of tipping away with me training and just enjoying me training and chilling out. And then next year, hopefully, if all goes well, I can hopefully fight in the $1 million tournament. That's what I'd love to get into. Um, I just feel like it's the grand stage, and I feel like I belong in the grand stage. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But if they want me to fight on Bellator as well, I'm up for that. I just want to fight, man. There's options to fight. Be busy, keep improving. That's my kind of go to mentality. You know what I mean?
And what was kind of your immediate reaction when the news broke that the PFL purchased Bellator? Because obviously it's so unprecedented that you see, two pretty solid organizations, merging like this. What was kind of your immediate reaction when you heard the news?
Initially, I kind of heard the rumors and stuff like that, but I was kind of a bit happy because like that it just means more options to fight. I have a lot of teammates who fought on Bellator as well, so I was happy to see them kind of have a have their options still there. You know what I mean? And they didn't just get tossed to the side. So I was happy, man. I thought it was great, and yeah, just had to opening up many doors for many fighters. So, like I said, options to fight means activity, which means happy fighters. You know what I mean? Which means we're making money, which means everything is just is working out for us in the best way possible. So yeah, always delighted with us.
And a couple more questions from me, man. Once again, I really do appreciate the time. Obviously, at
Yeah, no worries.
SBG Ireland, has so many big names and up and coming names. But I want to get your thoughts in terms of give us like a couple of names at your gym that a couple of teammates that maybe aren't getting the recognition they deserve just yet, but maybe MMA fans should keep an eye on, looking ahead to the next couple of years or so. Who are some up and coming prospects and fighters at SBG that we should keep an eye on?
Of the I'd say of the kind of early pros, who were less than 4 or 5 fights. Definitely Jordan Fury, Ryan Keogh. Ryan Keogh is a very good mixed martial artist and training all his life. Who else? Gary Rooney. Um, Jesus, who else? Oh, there's just so many, man. I'm gonna be here all day. Um,
The other Nate Kelly too.
yeah, the other Nate Kelly. He's still amateur, so he has a long way left to improve. He's after getting on the big stage. Now it's up to him to keep improving and shining on the big stage. So obviously Nate. Jace, man, I can't even. My mind's scrambling here. I can't even go ahead. But they'd be kind of the earlier stage of the pro scene. They'd be my kind of prospects. Few other good amateurs coming up. You know, who else? Who else is there? There's just too many, man. There's just too many. The gym is stacked. I'll be here till Christmas and naming them all. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely, man. No doubt about it. Well, speaking of Christmas, I want to ask you, kind of a fun question too. Like, what are some holiday traditions that you and your family have? I think I'm catching you Christmas shopping right now. What can you tell us in terms of some holiday traditions you and the family have and plans for the holidays?
To be honest, we're the worst family ever for traditions. We're not much of a happy family. Just at Christmas Day, I have dinner with the family. I call over to my sister's house, see the kids, give them their presents and just have a little bit, spend a little bit of time with them on Christmas. And already come back to my house then, have a bit more food, chill out.
Absolutely, man.
Day or Boxing Day, other countries, I would have I've have a few drinks with my friends. So like with my friends and actually enjoy a few drinks with them. So Stephen's Day is um is like my main night to have a bit let the hair down and have a bit of fun. But then other than that, it's just going around kind of visiting family and seeing people and spending time with them. There's not really too much traditions that we kind of do, but other than just popping in, spending a bit of time and just making sure everyone's good in the Christmas period. But other than that, we're quite boring.
It's all good, man. That sounds fun and a good time indeed. Before we get out of here, I want to give you the floor to shout out your team, shout out any sponsors you're working with, the PFL, all your fans. I'll give you the final word before we wrap things up here.
Man, you broke up there. Can you just say all that again, please? Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was just going to give you the floor to shout out your team, shout out your fans, or anything like that. I'll give you the final word before we get out of here.
Yeah, so obviously, thanks to my team and coaches for all their work this year. Be lost without them. The consistency that they give is why we're all progressing. So big shout out to the team and coaches, to all the fans who supported me over the last year. Blew me away. Honestly, couldn't believe the responses I've gotten over the last year. And we're gonna keep building. We're gonna keep growing and going to 2024 and steamroll everyone in front of us. With a big Irish green, white, and orange army behind us. Shout out to me sponsors, especially for the last fight we had. Well, Twins, I'm repping the Twins gear. They've taught me out with gear. Some lovely club art. But I would have had the Dream Meta, Mean Clean Detail, and Get Leg Carpets. Kyuzo Jiu Jitsu is a big sponsor for me. Who else do we have? So many to name. RMC Foods. God, I can go all day. RMC Foods. Who else? Who else? Who else? I'm drawing a blank here. JU Sports and Finglas looking after me with gear. Yeah, man, that's more or less it. But everyone knows who they are, and if they've invested time in me or invested money in me, they know it's appreciated, and they know that I'm gonna keep doing everything for them to the best of my ability.
Absolutely, man. Well, it was great to meet you. Great to chat with you. Congrats again on the win. And I have a feeling this is going to be the first of many conversations we have in 2024 and beyond. And have a great holiday. And I'm sure we'll chat again soon, man. Thank you so much for the time.